vanishing cabinet.
They were all the rage when Voldemort first rose to power. You can see the appeal. Should the Death Eaters come knocking, one simply had to slip inside and disappear.
Oh, no. Yeah, this crazy witch.
Harry, no!
Well, that ain't even a bad roll.
You coming to get me?
She's literally taunting him. She said we smoking on that serious black pack. Oh, shit. Ew. Sabretooth. Oh my goodness, what? Everything gonna get destroyed before this is done. I should prepare myself for that. This is about to get real ridiculous.
I thought perhaps you could illuminate me. It's called, as I understand it.
Beg your pardon? I don't know anything about such things, and if I did, I wouldn't tell you. Now get out of here at once!
Oh, that's crazy. The memory like blurred that part.
There can be no light without the dark. And so it is with magic. Myself, I always strive to live within the light. I suggest you do the same.
Is that what you told Tom Riddle, sir, when he came asking questions?
Dumbledore put you up to this, didn't he? Didn't he?
It was on your bed, the box. I just thought I'd try one.
Or 20.
I can't stop thinking about Harry.
Oh,
You know, I reckon she was starting
the
to annoy you.
infatuation potion thing, the love potion.
What happened to me?
Love potion.
A bloody strong one at that. To life!
Whoa!
Quick thinking on your part, Harry, using a bazoar. You must be very proud of your student horse, which, by the way, possesses remarkably subtle hints of licorice and cherry, when not polluted with poison.
Actually, I had intended to give it as a gift myself.
To whom, I might ask?
To you.
To you, Headmaster.
See? He senses my presence.
Senses my presence. Girl, please.
Oh, to be young and to feel love's keen sting.
Dumbledore hilarious.
Katie, how are you?
I know you're going to ask, Harry, but I don't know who cursed me. I've been trying to remember, honestly, but I just can't.
Yeah, Draco doesn't have it in him, apparently.
I know what you did, Malfoy. You hexed her, didn't you?
Woo! Malfoy is between a rock and a hard place. Because his father is who his father is, his aunt is who his aunt is, and he is trash. He deserved it, Snape. And maybe you do too, boy.
Still no luck with Slughorn, then, I take it?
That boy Slughorn be like, oh yeah, I got something else.
That's it.
Yeah.
All I need is a bit of luck. got a really good feeling about Hagrid's. I feel it's the place to be tonight. Do you know what I mean?
It's weird, Harry.
Sorry, sir. I should have announced myself. Cleared my throat. Coughed. You probably feared I was Professor Sprout.
Surely you realize I can't allow you to go roaming the grounds by yourself.
Well, then by all means, come along, sir.
Would you allow me to extract a vial or two, purely for academic purposes, you understand?
Well, I don't suppose it's going to do him much good now, is it?
My thoughts exactly. I know why you're here. But I can't help you. It would ruin me.
I am the chosen one. Only I can destroy him, but in order to do so, I need to know what Tom Riddle asked you all those years ago in your office, and I need to know what you told him. Otherwise,
Professor,
you disgrace her.
you acting like a real bitch right now.
Otherwise, she died for nothing.
Exactly.
It's called, as I understand it, a Horcrux.
I beg your pardon?
Horcrux.
Horcrux.
I came across the term while reading.
A Horcrux is an object in which a person has concealed part of their soul. One splits one's soul and hides part of it in an object. By doing so, you are protected should you be attacked and your body destroyed. Killing rips the soul apart. It is a violation against nature. To rip the soul into 7 pieces. This is all hypothetical, isn't it, Tom? All academic.
Yeah.
Do you mean to say he succeeded, sir, in making a Horcrux?
Oh, yes, he succeeded, all right. And not just once.
What are they exactly?
Could be anything. Most commonplace of objects.
If you could find them all, if you did destroy each Horcrux,
One destroys Voldemort.
how would you find them? They could be hidden anywhere, couldn't they?
True. But magic, especially dark magic,
Oh, what?
leaves traces.
His head has one of them, huh? That's why he left some power in him? Is this what I'm getting from here?
Once again, I must ask too much of you, Harry.
Are they saying what I think they're saying?
The place to which we journey tonight is extremely dangerous. I promised you could accompany me, and I stand by that promise. There's one
Okay.
condition. You must obey every command I give you without question. Should I tell you to abandon me and save yourself, you must do so.
Sir,
In order to gain passage, payment must be made. Payment intended to weaken any intruder.
you should have let me, sir.
Oh, no, Harry. Your blood's much more precious than mine.
See? I know I'm not tripping, man. Is he the another Horcrux or whatever?
There it is.
Yo. One thing I noticed about this film in particular is the color changes. The color has changed in other films, but in here it's like so evident.
It has to be drunk. All of it has to be drunk.
Professor! You have to keep drinking, like you said, remember?
Don't make me.
I'm sorry, sir.
Kill me!
No.
This scene's pretty crazy.
Order.
Water.
Okay.
You did it, sir. Look.
Harry.
He's about to die.
Water.
Okay. How do we get out of this? I have no idea what's... I'd have been screaming. Under the water, screaming. Let's see the plan. Okay, I get. Okay, I get it now.
Severus. Severus is who I need. Wake him. Tell him what happened. Speak to no one else.
Okay.
Severus, Harry.
Um,
You are no assassin.
How do you know what I am? I've done things that would shock you. The vanishing cabinet in the room of requirement. I've been mending it.
Let me guess. It has a sister. A twin.
Borgin and Burks.
Do it!
He doesn't have the stomach. Just like his father.
Go on, Draco! No!
how does Snape do this?
Severus. Please. Avada Kedavra.
Is Dumbledore dead? I don't know if y'all can tell by my face. I'm like, is he even? Yo. Dang, they smoked the security that fast. Like, block. Now they just tearing up the damn school.
Snape! He trusted you!
Oh, shit.
Fight back! You coward, fight back!
No! He belongs to the Dark Lord.
Second Center!
You dare use my own spells against me, Potter?
Yes.
Yes. I'm the half-blood prince.
Oh. How didn't I? And it makes sense. Like, he's literally, he was in charge of potions that entire. Maybe Dumbledore's out of here. He's out of the paint. Like, my mind can't even make me think that it's real. Damn, nigga dead. Oh, shit. I'm like, oh, they gonna bring him back, magic and whatnot. Man, I was wrong to the motherfucker. Damn. I'm sitting here making up theories in my head. No, he's gonna bring him back, see, because the magic wrong. Damn, Voldemort. I thought that was gonna be the end of the movie for real. If they would have ended that way, I'd have been like, oh shit, I could imagine how it was in the movie theater.
You should know. Professor Dumbledore, you meant a great deal to him.
To the Dark Lord. I know I will be dead long before you read this, but I want you to know that it was I who discovered your secret. R.A.B.
Who?
R.A.B.
I've got to finish whatever Dumbledore started.
So I guess I was wrong about him being a Horcrux. I don't know why. It just made sense to me, like, or at least the scar being it.
Don't really think you're going to be able to find all those Horcruxes by yourself, do you?
I like how she has to keep telling them that, like, you're not a superhero. There's magicians and wizards and shit like that, but in this world, you can't do it alone.
I never realized how beautiful this place was.
I'm not sure why we're talking about that. Dumbledore just died. Who cares if it's beautiful? First, let me start by saying don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you are subscribed, make sure to hit the notification bell. Shout out to all the new viewers. Shout out to all the subscribers. So you're probably looking like, why is he dressed different than the actual reaction? While editing, I realized there was something wrong with the audio of my review. So I'm redoing it right now. Let's start with this. Early on, when I originally started watching this, I questioned just the whole Hogwarts setup. Because yes, in a way it's smart. You have all these top tier wizards all in one place. So if you have things there of importance, you'd be able to protect it, right? But then on the other hand, you have these kids there. And as we see with Harry, every year he goes, there's always some danger lurking. Also, Harry is, listen, may not be a Horcrux, or he may, but with him always comes some danger. So he's just like any other item that's in there or any other issue in there. He's just a walking threat to the rest of the school. But it turns out Dumbledore also was. Why? Because though he's the head of the school, as y'all have been telling me in the comment section, this man could have been the minister of magic or whatever. That's how powerful he is. He's a beast, right? And so when people are trying to disrupt the wizarding world, yeah, they could go after the ministry, but hey, if you take that Hogwarts, you that back entrance or however you want to put it, that's open now, right? And so the whole game plan from the beginning, you saw the Death Eaters just hitting the shielding around it. They would hit it, bow. They were testing for weaknesses. And now looking back on it, it would seem as if they were just showing that to keep their eyes off what they were attempting to do. And we, the fans, while we're watching, we get to see, okay, they have a plan, but we see Snape involved in it. My thing with it is, okay, I had my issues with Snape early on, but then I find out he used to be a Death Eater. Okay, boom. But I still didn't question any of his motives. I just feel like he's grumpy, maybe a little bit of a weirdo, whatever. So when we see him in the meeting with Bellatrix, I believe I was calling her Bellatrix throughout everything else, right? She's worried about him. Like, can we trust him? Because he was on the other side. He was doing that double agent thing. They've said, yo, when at Death Eaters, because first off, here's the thing about Death Eaters. Some of the most powerful wizards in the whole wizarding world, right? We can just tell that because the head of the all boys school in the film, he used to be one, and then you have Snape as one, and they're like, we're not putting these good wizards to waste. It also will help us keep an eye on them. We may be able to, learn something of them, and we can use them in espionage. But what if he becomes a double agent? And that's what it seems like Snape is. At first, I'm thinking Snape is playing both sides, but now I don't. I'm confused. And y'all could probably see it in my face, all of the confusion, when I saw Dumbledore die. You're probably like, why was there no reaction? And as I watched it while editing, I go, yo, I was confused right there. Because I'm like, nah, he's not dying. I'm like, nah, he good. He could come back. I think I may have edited some parts out of this, but if you watch the full length reactions on Patreon, you'll see I'm sitting there questioning. I'm making up all forms of theories and, hey, no, but if he does this or he uses that sort of magic, they can bring him back. And then we see them wands put up in the air, and I'm like, oh, whoa, he gone. He's a goner. He may still come back. They showed the Phoenix, right? Okay. The whole game plan, you know what I found most interesting about this is, from the beginning, we've never seen Draco be tough. His mother knows he's not tough. But there was a point at the end where they state he's just like his father. Now, his father acts like a douche and all that, but I never questioned his toughness because we never really had to see him and nothing like that. And he's working alongside the Dark Lord, so the assumption is, oh, he's a badass. But they're questioning his father, Lucius. So, yo, the mom already seems like she's not really, like she cares more about her family than she cares about the Dark Lord. And she's just doing that because that's just kind of the lane she's in, right? Look at her sister. Her sister crazy as shit. Her sister will probably kill her. She try to be on the light side. Man, this is interesting because Draco never showed any strength. He just showed assholery. And you looking like he ain't gonna be able to do this. At no point did I think he'd be able to do this. So when they started, firing off at each other in the bathroom, Harry and Draco, I'm like, oh shit. You know what I mean? But even then, I don't think, listen, let's put it this way. Harry was more willing to kill Draco than Draco was to do him dirty. And Snape looks at him in the bathroom when he sees what's done to Draco's bloody body, and he looks at Harry almost like, holy shit, in a Snape way, right? Where it's like, just regular face. So I'm like, he's not gonna be able to do it, like, and it turns out at the beginning, what they were doing was they probably assumed he's not going to be able to do it either. So we're going to have this bond to have Snape do it, the little bonding thing. And as I'm watching it, I'm like, yo, this can't be. All of y'all in the comments, y'all didn't mean to do this, right? Y'all didn't mean to do this. But y'all kind of let me know that Snape, he's straight. So I'm like, how is he straight if he's doing this? Maybe y'all were just playing me. Maybe that's what it was. So I want to say in this one, they seem to be setting up those final two. Those final two, based off of just how it is, we know is going to be an ending, clash. Even so, you see these that I always have behind me, right? Look at how colorful they look. Look at how childlike they look. Once we get to those final two thumbnails, or you're looking at them like, oh, not they first off, they grown. I see stubble on the chin. It looks like this is gonna be hard. The tone is darker just on the film poster. So I'm sitting there like, this is a setup for all of that. And the way the film played out was just like that. Even when it had to do with the love interest and all that, it was just despair, right? There was laughing around it. So, for instance, the love potion that they were trying to give Harry ends up doing that to Ron, but then right after that, Ron almost dies. Okay, then we have Hermione crying because Ron is with that other chick, and then she tries to harm that motherfucker, right? Which is hilarious. Then we have the way old girl, Ron's girlfriend, finds out about him. He's like, Hermione. And I just thought that was funny, but they were setting it up as like, oh, no, the kid shit's done pretty much, right? I'm not going to say, as I said, by this point, I've already seen the final two, but based on how I felt while watching this, at no point did I know where like how dark it could go, how dark it would be. So when I'm watching this, I'm like, man, yeah, the other ones were darker, but this one, the tone, the dialogue, everything. And they would change colors. For instance, the firefight that Harry and Draco had. When they go and get the Horcrux, Dumbledore and Harry, it was so grimy looking and gritty looking. It's like, holy shit. The Horcrux thing is interesting, right? So when I'm watching this, as y'all can tell, man, I'm like, is Harry the Horcrux? Because it would just make sense, right? Like, first off, when he touched it, he goes like this with his head. And we know that he has some of his power in him. This is something they said in the previous films. Like, yeah, the Dark Lord, when he blasted him, some of that power ended up inside of him. Now, as I said, I've already watched the other two, but it was dope if they laid all this out, right? It like just looking at how they do that, they'll say something, never talk about it ever again, and then it'll pop up 3 to 4 films later, like, oh shit, that's what they were laying the groundwork for. What I will say about this one though, I will say this. It's not that it dragged on. They were doing some straight filmmaking on this. So they were doing a lot of long shots. They were doing a lot of scenes where the dialogue was bare. My thing though is like, this didn't have to be as long as it was. There were some parts they could have taken out. Like I get the gist of it. You know what I mean? Especially when, to me, it felt as if they really, this story was straightforward. This wasn't like the other ones where it was a wrap up at the end. Nah, and when I mean a wrap up, I mean they took everything from before and it came together. The only real big mystery in this one was Draco's plan, and you could kind of piece that together as it was going on. You're like, oh, it has a sister one, and okay, but it wasn't this just a bow at the ending, which lets me know they more than likely did that on purpose, because the thinking behind this is we don't want this to seem final in any way because we're setting up the 2 final films. So some things that I think about the just lore of this, it's a lot of, like I said early on, it seemed very Tolkien, but then it's a bunch of European lore in it, and just, I guess it would be lore from all over the world, but because of that, it reminds me so much of RPGs I played. Like, for instance, the Basilisk turning you to stone. You get petrified on, I think it's Final Fantasy VII when you go up against a Basilisk. Well, just Final Fantasy, period. But then they had the luck potion. And I'm like, that's very RPG, right? Y'all, shout out to all the video game players out there who know what I'm talking about. But that was another thing about this. There seemed to be a versus in this between sort of predestination and luck and choices. Because excuse me, because we have Slughorn, who doesn't want anyone to know about what he did, but then, and he's like, so he's just gonna hold on to it. And it's like, dog, first off, you're almost out of here. You're very old. Like, okay, like you gotta let this secret out at some point to help us. But the way Harry even had to find it was he had to use luck. And the whole thing about him going to fight Hagrid, it was like, I just found that interesting the way they played that. Because early on, they spoke about it, so you think, okay, maybe it's going away. Nah, man, look, he gave a drink to Ron, and Luna goes, is that why you put that in his drink? So Ron thinks he's drinking it. They did that little thing they do in sitcoms, and it turns out he didn't drink it. He was just good like that, right? So that luck potion played like a role on various parts of the story within the film while only being used once, and I like that. And they did a bunch with the potions, the Half-Blood Prince. So we know he was the potions master, Snape was. And at the beginning where our 2 guys, Harry and Ron, are fighting over the book, I'm like, hey, man, the old books are always the best. They always are like fun because then it also makes you want to write in them too, right? If you're a kid watching this, don't, hopefully you're a kid not watching this, but don't write in the books. But yeah, from then you're like, okay, they're in the potions class. He learns how to do it. They very rarely talk about that Half-Blood Prince. The story be going along, and every once in a while you see Harry look at it, and they bring it up. They had the little communication between Harry and Hermione is like, yeah, man, you need to throw that out. You know what I mean? Like this is whack. But she was just hating at that moment. And you're just trying to figure out who's the Half-Blood Prince. But then you forget about it until later on. Snape is like, you tried to use my own magic against me. And I'm like cheering it on, like, yeah, let's go. And I didn't even think about it. Like, wait a minute, how does he know his own magic? And he says, yeah, I'm the Half-Blood Prince. And it's like, okay, that was a revelation, but it's not something, at least for this film, where I was like worried about it. I was like, who's the Half-Blood Prince? I did not care at that. Like when he revealed it, it was like, oh, all right. But it didn't really mean anything to me. They did a bunch with potions in this, right? They had been doing a lot with the wands early on, but this one was a very potion heavy one. You had the love, the luck. When they were in first in the class, that was hilarious. Because Harry is killing it, What I do wonder is, did Snape set up for Harry to get that Half-Blood? Oh, you know what? I just realized something. He knew Harry had the book because of what he did to Draco, I believe. I believe that's what took place. That was partially why he looked at him that way. Because he probably was like, wait, that's my spell. That, maybe. I don't know. Maybe I'm making too much of that. But yeah, like I said, the whole Half-Blood Prince theme of this didn't really. Now, in the end, the Half-Blood Prince played a major role because he's the one who ends up killing Dumbledore. And it's like, yo, what the hell, man? Like, and then you have Bellatrix and the other Death Eaters, and they were tearing the school up, just being dickheads. And Bellatrix is mad evil. She was just, she was taunting them about killing Sirius Black. Yeah, man, this was interesting because this is not one of my favorite ones. but it's setting up what's to come next. And by the filmmakers, I guess they did what they planned on doing. You know what I mean? I don't think they wanted to make this that big. I don't think they wanted it to outshine the final two. And that's what I kind of got out of this one. But yeah, it wasn't bad or nothing like that. Just not one of my favorites. Yeah, man. Shout out to y'all. Next movie.